Welcome to Car Comparers. Today, on the occasion of hitting 1,000 subs, we present to you a bizarre comparison between the Datsun Redi Go and the Royal Enfield Himalayan. So why are we even comparing these two? Countless 20-somethings today are caught in a bit of a quandary. A part of them yearns to extend their rebellious teenage days and dream of riding to Ladakh astride a big, burly adventure bike. But in reality, they'll actually be stuck in rush hour traffic every day. But then, a part of them thinks that they are past their cash-strapped college days now and can afford to commute in a car and become the goody two-shoes that their parents always wait for, making them more eligible to prospective brides in the process. What we are trying to find out is which inner voice ends up making a stronger argument for itself. Pricing and features. The mid-range Datsun Redi Go T variant costs 3.4 lakh rupees on road Delhi, which is exactly twice the price of the Himalayan, costing 1.7 lakh rupees. The one extra feature that the Redi Go has over the Himalayan is of course the air conditioning. Performance and drivability. The Redi Go is no match to the Himalayan in terms of performance. The Himalayan sprints up to 100 kph in less than 11 seconds, while the Redi Go takes more than 15 seconds, which itself is quite good for a cut price hatchback. Both of them top out at a speedo indicated 140 kmph. The Himalayan's long stroke motor has given it excellent tractability around town. Redi Go's excessively tall gearing hampers its drivability in city traffic. The Redi Go claws back some lost ground by being incredibly more refined than the Himalayan across the rev range. Not only does the Himalayan sound gruff and loud, but it also transmits a hell lot of vibrations through the handlebars. Fuel efficiency. In our real-world tests, the Himalayan was twice as efficient as the Redi Go. Over a usage of 75,000 kilometers, the Himalayan will save you 1.3 lakh rupees in fuel costs compared to the Redi Go. Comfort and convenience. On the Himalayan, you'll get to enjoy that one day with perfect weather which God made just for riding motorcycles. Rest of the days, you'll end up suffering through every inch of your daily commutes. Urban commuting is just what the Redi Go was made for. Firstly, the Redi Go seats have back support, which alone makes it more comfortable over long distances than the Himalayan. Then there are basic things like the roof, windows and windshield, which acts as a barrier against the sun, wind blast and rains as per the season. On the Himalayan, you'll either sweat like a pig, freeze to the bone or get drenched to your undies in respective seasons. Then there's the air conditioning in the Redi Go, which takes all-weather comfort to the next level altogether. On the Himalayan, you have the provision of attaching 4 small pieces of luggage when you go touring. Rest of the time, you will be carrying your backpack on your shoulders and your helmet in your hand everywhere. The Redi Go on the other hand can comfortably accommodate 4 adults with a decent boot for all your weekend luggage, not to forget the assortment of bottle holders, door pockets and glove box for the knickknacks. Then there's the provision to split fold the rear seat on the odd occasions when you need to carry a washing machine, TV or a stroller, etc. Dynamics. You can take the Himalayan off-road over rocks and boulders, over mud and slush, over dunes of sand, all of which you will probably end up doing once a decade. For the rest of the time, you'll be commuting in rush hour traffic where the Himalayan can be quite a handful. In a roadside bike parking with a typical dip at the end, it can be really difficult to get the Himalayan's front wheel out of the ditch even for riders with an average build. Himalayan's engine does get a bit too hot for comfort in heavy traffic, and its ultra-heavy clutch takes its toll on your palms. The Redi Go on the other hand is a cinch to drive in city traffic. It has a super light steering and a small footprint allowing you to squeeze into gaps which you wouldn't dare in wider hatchbacks. Of course, the Himalayan can find its way faster through traffic depending on the rider's skill. The Himalayan absorbs all kinds of bumps and ruts exceedingly well. but the Redi Go absorbs them even better thanks to 750 longer wheelbase and 2 extra wheels. Himalayan is beautifully stable right up to its top speed, and stability under panic braking is also reasonably good. Redi Go easily betters the Himalayan in terms of stability thanks to 2 extra and wider contact patches as well as 2 extra brakes. Given its height, the Himalayan is surprisingly good around long sweeping bends but struggles a bit around tighter bends. The Redi Go is prone to a fair bit of body roll but nevertheless is quite responsive and eager around twisty roads. Reliability and after-sales service. Lack of reliability has always been a defining characteristic of all Royal Enfields throughout their history. Himalayan's brand new engine makes it even more of a gamble compared to its brethren. Datsun's Go and Go Plus on the other hand have proven to be fairly reliable products. Royal Enfield's service reminds you of a different era, one where customer service wasn't taken too seriously. The amount spent on the upkeep of an Enfield is also no less than an entry-level hatchback. Datsun's dealerships are also on a steep learning curve, trying hard to improve the service support up to the typical Japanese levels of quality, but still it is much better than RE. Resale and cost of ownership. The Redi Go as well as the Himalayan are bound to depreciate to just over half their price over an ownership period of 5 to 7 years. Overall, the Redi Go works out to be almost twice as expensive as the Himalayan in terms of overall ownership costs. Combining the advantages of lower price and higher fuel efficiency, it will save you more than 2 lakh rupees compared to the Redi Go to buy, run and maintain. That brings us to the verdict. For the first time in the history of car comparos, we do not have any winner in this comparison. Frankly, we wouldn't suggest you to buy either of these vehicles because one is a toy while the other is a household appliance. You may buy the Himalayan for cross-country touring, but what you'll probably end up using it for is hardcore commuting. You'll be suffering through all of its shortcomings in terms of refinement, reliability, and maneuverability, and missing out on all of its strengths like cruising and off-roading. The Redi Go, on the other hand, is a quintessential commuting machine designed to take you from point A to point B with minimum hassle day in and day out. It will keep you cocooned from the adverse environment encountered during a daily commute, but it is still not a complete car. You can't really imagine taking it on interstate road trips. It just doesn't have the balance and poise to really involve you in the joy of cornering. It doesn't have the grunt to effortlessly overtake fast-moving lorries on the highway. It doesn't even have a racy exhaust note to egg you on and give it some beans. What we would suggest over these two would be a pre-owned Swift. A well-maintained example would cost just a wee bit more than the Himalayan. Just like the Himalayan, it is fun enough to take it for a drive to the nearby hills on a Sunday morning just for the heck of it. It is potent enough to traverse through multiple states in a day and dismiss heavy vehicles on the highway without much of an effort. It has proven to be immensely reliable and is backed by the mightiest after-sales network in the country. Not to forget, it commands one of the best resale value on the market and thus is our pick of this test.